Hello and welcome everyone to the Difference Maker Summit Part 2. That's right, it's the Difference Maker Summit Part 2. 7 parts are all together, and we're here to inspire, empower, and help transform your business and your life through bringing you stories and great content that will help you boost your business to its highest potential. Hi, I'm Lynn Sanders, for those of you who don't know me, the story marketing coach, and I'm the founder of Difference Makers Media, as well as Park Avenue Marketing. And we're all about telling stories to help you bring your stories to life and be able to achieve results. And today we have a great difference maker who is going to be giving you great content, a friend and business colleague, Lynn Hawkins. Lynn has an extensive background, and I'm just going to give you a little bit of it right now. She is known as a business strategist, a coach, as well as an author, and she helps people grow their businesses and their business systems and their bottom line so that you can get results quickly and have success very quickly as well. But before we go into any further details, I wanted everyone to direct their attention for just a moment to the words underneath my name. And it's also on the Google Plus page. It's a registration page that I would like to invite all of you to sign in on. And it's bit.ly/DMS-registration. Now, why am I asking you to do this? Well, we are offering bonuses to you, all of you, for free, and it's going to be totaling thousands of dollars. That's right, thousands of dollars. It doesn't cost you anything, but you do need to register. So you would go to this registration page, click on the button that says register now, and it will take you to another page where you just put in your name and email. From there, it'll take you to a sales page where, if you choose, you can get the recordings of all the broadcasts in case you miss any of them for a nominal fee of $147. It's really not very much for everything you're getting, but you don't have to pay for the recordings. But you do need to register to be able to get all these bonuses. So I just wanted to make sure you knew that, because we have a lot of views on our landing page and not as many registrants. And I think some people may not be clear about that. And in fact, today's topic is all about clarity, so I want to make sure I'm clear. Today's topic is the 5 keys to accelerated business success, how to move from chaos and confusion to clarity and cash. And that's what we're doing today. We're going to be really clear. So first, before we listen to our guest, I want to acknowledge and honor my friend and colleague who is serving as wingman today, Roland Takaoka. And Roland was our first guest for the Difference Maker Summit. Roland, would you just say hello to everyone and just let them know what bonus gift is awaiting them if they decide to register?
Hi, folks. Just offhand, thank you. I'm really happy to be here with the two of you, and I've been enjoying our interactions greatly. So here we continue on. But which bonus do you want me to talk about? The R&D hotline?
Both of them, please, if you wouldn't mind. Just take a moment.
So when you say both of them, okay, I've got the hotline bonus, but which other one?
Well, it was the website package. You're giving everyone the opportunity
okay.
to
Well,
learn.
that's a surprise package that we'll be introducing. First of all, that's another one that has not been introduced or offered yet, but it will be in the very near future, and it comes to us through through Molly Youngblood Geiger and William Rock, and they're teaming together to give a special package just for the DM Summit. So one special person by the end of the series is going to win this package, and it's going to be a full website analysis. And when I say website analysis, these are 2 Google-laden people that really, really know what they're doing. William Rock is a top contributor to Google, and Molly she's got so many titles I can't remember them, but she is a rising star, a Google rising star.
Definitely, both of them.
These are 2 people very high up in the Google ranks communities, and they're going to put together a package and offer it to one website owner. So that's one. And also,
go ahead, in your package.
From my presentation last week, I introduced that there was going to be a contest, and I'm going to give 5 winners of the contest the opportunity to participate in a 12-week WordPress course. So I'll be teaching WordPress for 12 weeks, semi-private lessons, and we'll meet with all 5 people once a week for 12 weeks. And I'm going to give them a WordPress playground so that if they don't even have a website or hosting or anything, they'll have something to play with in WordPress. It's their very own package, and we're going to teach them how to use it.
It's very generous of you, Roland. So that just lets you all know that all you need to do is register, and every guest who will be on this program will be offering you bonuses. So you're going to be getting accumulation of great wealth. And I call it more than just financial wealth, but you're going to be getting inner wealth, and that's where it all starts, from the inside. So please be open to registering. It doesn't cost you a thing, and you're going to be very happy that you did that. And now without further ado, let me welcome Lynn Hawkins. Lynn is the CEO and founder and dean of the P3 Academy of Social Entrepreneurship. She's a 3660, I hope I pronounced that right, Unite Certified Business Acceleration Coach and Dean of the School of Social Entrepreneurship at Directions University. And Lynn is on a mission. She wants to increase the number of wildly successful women entrepreneurs, and I know that all women out there are for that. I myself am very grateful to be associated with Lynn and learning from her as well. She has 30-plus years experience in the corporate world, where she's built thriving businesses within the corporate structure, and now she's here to help all of you. Through the Academy and JV partnerships, Lynn brings entrepreneurs in alignment with their business growth strategy. And she helps them earn more income through accelerated business strategy. So this is all that you're getting to learn today at no charge. And in fact, she's going to help people by helping support their cause as well. She has a nonprofit component to her business. So without further ado, Lynn, let me welcome you here and thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me, Lynn. I am so excited to be here and to share this information. I think what you're doing with the Difference Makers Summit is amazing. I'm so grateful to be a part and to share the knowledge that I have.
Oh, I'm glad you are too. So let's start out with your story. If you could, you have a lot of stories, but if you could briefly share with our viewers how you got to where you are today. You know, we all take different paths. How did you get to be who you are and the founder of the P3 Academy and all that you've learned?
Wow, that I'll
in 2 minutes, right?
Condensed version, yeah. But you know, in my corporate career, we serviced loans that, I mean, can you imagine paying a $37,000 a month mortgage payment? No. Or a $137,000 a month mortgage payment? Well, those are the kinds of clients that I was working with that owned commercial real estate to that extent that were paying that kind of a monthly mortgage. A lot of people don't pay that kind of mortgage in a year. But what I was able to do in the divisions that I was responsible for was not only to build a business structure for my division, but to bring in the team, the support team, to train, cross-train them, and really focus on the dynamics that cause large corporations to thrive. And I considered my division a corporation within itself. And having really had to think out of the box as far as bringing in new ideas and concepts in order to grow business. When I left the corporate world, or I very affectionately say they gave me my ticket out for the last time, I really went to Spirit and went to my heart to find out what was next for me. And Spirit said it was time for me to start my own business, because what I realized was that throughout everything that I did, I was the one that had the best rapport with some of those business owners. And even when I started on my path as an independent commercial real estate agent, I was doing selling differently. I was doing lease negotiations differently. I was doing things differently than the traditional good old boys network did for their clients and customers. And it got me new customers, referrals, and repeat customers that really were the lifeblood of my business. I did not have to do a lot of the online marketing or other marketing. I did a lot of networking. I did a lot of handshaking to let people know what I did, and between the commercial real estate stuff that I did, that's what propelled me into business coaching. Because the business owners that I was able to help, I was able to confirm what I saw in the corporate environment, and then began to see in another realm, and I decided that that's where my heart was, especially for women business owners, because the Small Business Administration says that 95% of small businesses fail within the first 5 years, and the statistics are double for women.
That's
and
interesting.
women-owned businesses actually are touted to have some of the best support out there, the best ability to get government contracts, and all of these amazing things. The truth, the reality is they don't. They don't know how to tap into those networks. They don't have the support on the outside of those networks so that they can function adequately inside. And they don't know how to grow business. It's one thing to start a business and get it on a roll, but it's another to grow business. And that's where I'm actually focusing now.
That's beautiful, Lynn. So you're taking all the skills that you learn in the corporate world and bring them over to the entrepreneurs, especially the women who need it the most. That's what I'm hearing, right?
Yes, you're absolutely right. And with having become a certified business acceleration coach, I have I've tapped into a proprietary system, because we all know it's about systems. You can design your own, or you can tap into the wheel that's already built. And this wheel that was already built was built by a friend and colleague, Rick Justice, and it's an amazing framework that has actually allowed me to 10x my business in a short period of time. And now my goal is to get out there and help others to do the same.
Wow.
And you go ahead.
I was going to say, before, if you could hold that thought for just one moment. We have a lot of great comments coming in, and I know Roland has been wanting to share some of them with us. Can you, Roland, can you let us know who is out there? And I'd like to acknowledge a number of people: Virginia, Dave Moore. I haven't seen all the comments. Roland, do you want to unmute yourself or pin some up so we can see who's here? I wanted to acknowledge everyone first, too, for being here.
Interestingly enough, the pinning mechanism is not functioning properly now.
Oh, I see Richard Wright's here. So you're not able to pin anything at this point?
Momentarily, no, but I'll work on that.
All right.
We have Richard Wright, Dave Moore, Virginia Parsons, Roz Betts is with us, Elaine Nieberding.
Great. Thanks for coming. Thank you all. It's great having you. So let's go back now to Velan. I didn't want to stop you. You were talking about 10xing your business, and we're going to move on to the 5 keys. Is that related? The 5 keys to accelerated business success. That's something we all would like to learn from. Tell us a little more about what you learned.
Well, what I learn, I teach best. And what I have learned is that I am so in alignment with the direction that my business is headed and the direction that I want to impact the lives and the businesses of others. You know, we talk about being a difference maker, but how do we really stand in the space of being a difference maker? And truly, for me, it is bringing this framework to the world that is actually helping me to become a bigger business, a bigger difference maker. And these 5 keys to accelerated business success actually are a formula that I've put together. If you see anything that is me, you have probably seen my slogan, my mantra that has been there since day one, which is why I know it's really been spirit-led and spirit-guided, is the work that I do and the things that I provide to clients and customers really is about empowering individuals and businesses to soar. And so I've developed this SOAR formula that heart-based, heart-centered entrepreneurs can actually utilize to build their business to the place of personal and business fulfillment. So it's the sword to fulfillment philosophy that I have that incorporates these 5 keys. And the first key actually is around strategy. Nothing happens until something moves, but if you don't have a strategy, your movement is, like the waves of the wind, like the waves of the sea. And while the waves of the sea are headed in a certain direction, they also crash on the shore. They also have a lot of stuff, turbulence and confusion and chaos in the midst of it. And so strategy is what takes all of that flies around your head on occasion and brings it into a framework that says, am I moving my business forward? How fast? Is it in a holistic manner? And that's pretty key for me too, because a lot of business owners think I have to work hard, I have to, get into the grind and, do all of these push things, when actually when it's done from a place of heart, grace, calm, joy, that's the energy that actually reverberates from you to attract to you that which you are working towards. And so in the strategy piece, there's a lot of leadership opportunity and a lot of communication strategy that is being taught. And I learned, and again, one of those things I plugged into very quickly was there's really 3 jobs of a CEO.
Okay.
The first job is to drive profits to the company, right? There is no business without a person, and the person, the CEO, is responsible for leading the business. And there are 2 jobs of a leader. Those 2 jobs are architect of the future, meaning you have to be the one to set, to reiterate, to help people to understand the vision for your company. And then the other is guardian of the mood. You set the culture, you set the direction, and you keep the train on the tracks, so to speak. And all of that occurs in the strategy piece of this 5 keys formula called SOAR.
Great. So strategy obviously makes sense because we also have to start from some place, some foundation. I would almost equate it like you said, the waves are almost like a house. If you don't have a good foundation, your house is going to fall down or will be pretty shaky. So you're starting out by helping people. The 5 keys is giving them a foundation of strategy.
Absolutely.
How about the next key?
The next key is operations.
Okay.
Because strategy is just a good idea until you implement. And you implement by knowing the operational structure of your business, who's going to do what when. And a lot of people say, but I'm a solo entrepreneur. How do I don't have a team. One of the things that we do in operations is really look at some of the things that are critical, whether you're a solopreneur or a mega corporation, that need to be in place and need to have that focus. Branding, marketing, sales, value creation, core stories, not just your story and how you bring your story into the marketplace, but what's your customer's story, because that's the story you're going to be speaking to. What's the market story? I look at very little as being competition. I look at everything as being opportunity to collaborate. And even in those opportunities to collaborate, you want to know what other people are doing. Maybe they're a fit, maybe they aren't for that collaborative effort. You don't know until you examine who else is out in the marketplace doing that or something similar to you. And so all of that comes into the operations piece, where you're looking at even the number of tasks that you need to do, the number of hats that you need to wear. I do a lot of coaching around, as a solo entrepreneur, how do I manage being the chief marketing officer, the chief financial officer, the CEO, the chief happiness officer? How do I manage all of that? And there are tools that I give to people to help them to find that space that really aligns with them, because that's key too. We have a lot of people with a lot of really great productivity tools. However, how many different day timers have you purchased in your career?
Right.
And how many different calendars do we work with, even with managing online stuff? Finding what works for you. It also may take a little bit of time, but you can't find anything if you're not testing something. And so in this operations piece, we also combine it with the strategy and set up the things that are necessary to look at, review, because you want to be in the space of testing. If it works, great, let's do more of it. If it doesn't work, maybe I don't need to do it, or do less of it, or tweak it to do it differently. And all of that is stuff that you need to look at in this operations piece.
Wow, Lynn, this is so valuable, because as an entrepreneur myself, I know that there are so many pieces, and what you're saying you're doing is you're putting it all together for people, starting with the foundation, strategy, and moving on to operations. Roland, do you have a question there? See your hand goes up.
Yes, it's not a question actually. I have to apologize for Comment Tracker because I'm not able to project that onto the screen.
Okay,
but
that's
Virginia
fine.
Parsons had a comment on what Lynn was saying, and when it flows from your heart and passion, it is fun and feels effortless, even when you are working hard. So that's from Virginia Parsons, and I'll keep you posted on other comments.
Excellent, Ed. Yes.
It's definitely true, because when it's the flow, then you know that it's right. You just feel it. So thank you for Virginia for saying that.
It's perfect, because what I'm going to be telling you all about the flow, the soar. If you can imagine soaring, doesn't it look like flow?
Definitely.
And that's exactly what all of this leads to. Flow to fulfillment. What makes your heart feel the best? But knowing that you have flowed into the perfect clients and customers, the income, the revenue that you desired, and the life that you've dreamed of living.
So is that the third step, or is that that's the ultimate?
That's the ultimate. That's, in between all of this, I want to make sure that I start, or I bring in where we started. The vision is part of the strategy. That's actually the first part of the strategy, is setting the vision. What the CEO is needing to do is to set the vision. They're the architect of the future that helps to guide to that vision. But first, you have to have it.
Right. So we've gotten the strategies, we've got operations. What's next on the 5 keys?
Once you get those 2 in place, it's easy to go into acceleration. Okay. And this is where, with the systems, you can do things easier, faster, and you can produce more. It's a higher level of production that's going to produce revenue, and that energy being reciprocated, being money, a certain form of energy, is actually now able to help you to create wealth. And so there's a level in that acceleration piece where we actually focus on wealth. What does it feel like to be in the state of wealth? What's a wealth mindset? What's your wealth thermometer? And do we need to take it up a notch? Because if you're in this space of creating more opportunity for wealth to come to you, you also want to be in a space to receive it.
That is so true. Go ahead.
That's number 3, and it's key positioning there too, to have it in the middle of the 5, because again, if you consider your belief systems, I have to work so hard and I have to work hard, and it does require hard work in the beginning, but you're going to work to get yourself to a place where these systems that you've created for yourself and the revenue that you're generating, you now, as part of this acceleration thinking, can bring in the team.
Okay.
And the team is what helps you to really elevate things to the next level more easily as well. And you really get to spend more time in this, under this hat called CEO.
Definitely. Let's take a pause on that moment for Simone, because team is so important, and we have a team in effect right here with our Difference Makers Summit and a number of difference makers. I notice I have comment tracker. I'm trying to focus on our conversation, but I notice there's a lot of comments happening here. Roland, would you share some of the comments? I see Dave Moore has made some comments that I think would be very relevant and interesting for everyone to listen to. Can you unmute yourself, Roland, because you're muted right now?
Yeah, it's just trying to work these. I've got 2 different mouse pads going. Dave is prolific in bringing up a whole lot of great points, so I've got several of his in a row that I would like to add.
And I want to just add that he is a great difference maker. For anyone who doesn't know Dave Moore, I would recommend getting to connect with him. Go ahead, Roland.
His first one says, whether you are a small entrepreneur or a big one, the model is the same. Even the ones that have been doing it for years still make mistakes and are still learning. Take the leap and start.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Yeah.
And my God, he's got some other ones too. Let's see.
Right, and what's so great, I think, about this summit and what was happening right here with Lynn is she's helping us shortcut the possibilities of having more mistakes. It's very easy to make mistakes, and just the idea of having systems in place and having knowledge that we're getting right now will, I think, be a great asset for everyone listening, so that you don't have to, veer off track. You can get the help and the team you need. And many of you have heard the acronym TEAM, together, everyone achieves more. It really is true. We can accelerate our business growth by building a team. And in a sense, that's what we're doing right now, all of us coming together. Did you want to add anyone else's comment there, Roland?
I want to add 2 more of Dave Moore's. I found that every mistake has a learn with it, and he salutes you, says, great stuff, Lynn. And then he says, you can go with the flow, or you can go and create the flow for others. Both options are open to you. So he makes some really good points. Thank you, Dave.
Thank you. That was great. You can go with the flow or you can create the flow. Love that. So, Lynn, let's turn back to you. After acceleration, what is the next key for the 5 keys?
The next key is, because in those first 3, we've actually covered a lot. And I just want to go over them again because they're really key learnings. I love that Dave brought that up, and going with the flow versus creating the flow. I'm all about creating the flow without having to necessarily recreate the wheel. I find that a lot of entrepreneurs are spending the time in recreating the wheel, and it's costing them that energy that they can really create what's necessary to get them in the flow and stay in the flow that they've created for themselves. But we've talked about vision and leadership and communication and branding and sales. I do a 7-step sales process that I teach that actually flows you into an enrollment conversation that is so aligned with the work that you do and the who that you are that it becomes a work of art. And I get excited when I think about it. And then the whole concept of story. The 4th key is the story around this R. It's called revenue.
Great, revenue. We could all use that.
Yes. So, to examine your story around revenue and how this wealth work that we've just talked about, increasing your wealth thermometer so that you're in a position, and it's about positioning as well. You're in a position to receive that which you're attracting, because a lot of entrepreneurs see eye level. and they think that they see clearly when they're looking below eye level, and they see this is the mistake, this is what happened, this is what I need to do, this is all the area of chaos and confusion. This is the stuff that's going to happen regardless of where it is that you are. Where you want to focus on is eye level. Being clear at eye level means that as the CEO, you can see above eye level where there is calm, where there is clarity, where there is support that allows you the thinking behind how quickly you can move forward in a sound, strategic, holistic way. Who would believe that taking a break to go take a walk in the park or in the backyard garden for 30 minutes might bring miraculous ideas to you about that next step that you were in a quandary about?
Right.
This is what we're bringing in the holistic approach, and as it relates to revenue, we teach a model that talks about residual and repeatable income while you continue to seed and grow new income. And we do it in a way that is the 3 M's of wealth: mindset, make it, and mindset, make it, and oh my God.
I don't know what mindset, make it. It's all M's.
I'm going to say make more.
All right, so let's repeat that. I think something really important is coming out right here. You talk about residual wealth, residual income. So that's something that a lot of traditional entrepreneurs don't really think about. There's just trading hours for dollars. So
exactly.
Tell us a little bit more about what you do there. And I think also earlier in the program you were saying how you were influenced by someone who helped you with your system. So can you tell us a little bit about those 3 elements again: the mindset, make it, and
make more. And it is in the make more part that this really plays in, because residual and passive income is not something that you do just haphazardly. You know, I know a lot of people who say, I want a book. If I could just write a book and become a published author, then the world will open up to me. Not quite.
You've published a lot. I even forgot to list all the publications you have. Quite a number.
Well, that, you know, to the degree that that is truly how I initially thought about writing a book and becoming a published author, speaking engagements would bring people into my business. And not that this isn't true. It is true. Those are ways to bring others into your business. But there are people who are thinking having a book is going to be the answer to everything. And that's like 1% of the population actually gets lucky enough for that to happen.
Right. Not everyone's a J.K. Rowling, right?
Exactly. And then J.K. will tell you the stories around how she had to work that book. Jack Canfield talks about the story about how Chicken Soup for the Soul came about, and it took him 2 years and $1 million. And, you know, so to just think that this is just going to happen, it happens because of strategy. J.K. Rowling went back and said, now I have to figure out a way in order to get this rolling. Jack Canfield said, I've got to figure out a way to get myself in front of the right strategic partner in order to make this happen. When you go back to the strategy and you figure out the plan for creating that type of residual and passive income, then it becomes more of the possibility. So you've got books, you've got courses, you've got memberships, you've got all kinds of other ways. You've got investment real estate. You don't have to own the entire piece of real estate to drive passive income from real estate investing. You've got a number of ways to create residual and passive income. Joint venture partners. and joint venture partnering. And there's, you know, traditional joint venturing where, you know, it's I email my list for you, you email your list for me. There's another level to that, which is really what creates the passive continual income. And we get into that. I actually teach that and teach it in a practical way that applies it to businesses.
That's so valuable. I think that's so great, Velan, because I don't know too many people who go into that great depth. You're taking them from bottom, from the foundation. You mentioned strategies, operations, acceleration, and now we're talking about story and bringing in residual income as well as ongoing income, you know, income wealth. So that's really deep. I think that's really important.
Repeatable, sustainable income equals retainable income. So I'll say that again.
Repeat that. That's a good one.
Residual, repeatable, and sustainable income equals retainable income. How would you like to create an income stream that not only lasts and survives you, but survives in your family for generations? That's the kind of income I'm talking about. That's called legacy income. And that is what I'm talking about, helping small business owners understand the possibilities around so that creating it becomes something that they see is possible for themselves. You know, we don't have to be Warren Buffett to create that kind of income that lasts for generations. And we don't have to be that guy over there that, oh, I could never be that. Yes, you could. There are ways to make that happen.
So it's really great. You're talking about moving from the survive mode to the thrive mode. And I just wanted to, I don't know if you ever studied with him at all, Velan, but it reminds me of T. Harv Eker. Do you know T. Harv? Many people here may have heard of him. The Millionaire Mind?
I most certainly do. Yes.
Well, just as an aside, I actually had read his book, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, and I was in a state at that time of you know, very despondent feelings after the loss of my mother, and I felt like I was led to the book, and he talks about what you're just saying here, how the major secret is how your thoughts are programmed, and he has you work on those thoughts. So that's what you're saying you're doing as well. You're bringing in that mindset so that we can grow from there, and then everything can be possible.
So, Lynn, I don't know if you actually heard, but there is a piece of mindset work that occurs during every step of this business acceleration process, because we have been programmed in, I'm not going to tell my age, but for 60+ years, I'm looking at, you know, I grew up in a household who had certain beliefs. I went to schools with teachers who had certain beliefs. You know, in the spiritual settings, they had certain beliefs, and you know, and I'm looking at, as a parent, I chose to adopt certain beliefs, and I'm looking now and saying, wow, are a lot of these belief systems really serving me now? Right. And by asking that question, I'm able to bring myself into the realization of what actually does serve me now for moving my business and my life and the lives of my family for generations to come to another level. And, you know, a lot of people ask me too, well, how do you do this with your family? One of the things that, you know, I live in Atlanta, Georgia, in the Atlanta, Georgia area now. And 3 years ago, this week, my only son, my youngest child, was killed in a motorcycle accident. And you talk about a blow to everything that I am. It happened. And over the course of this last 3 years, my son and I'll just give you a little bit about the relationship that we had. Sure. He was a Marine, working in Japan for the last 10 years as a defense contractor. He was truly the embodiment of this leader and leadership role that he took in his job. He was part of the design implementation team for the third generation Osprey, the helicopter that flies like a plane and can hover and go up and down as well as forward. I mean,
Wow.
for him, he also had the entrepreneurial spirit. And he and I would spend hours in this space of strategy for his business as well as him lending into mine when I was just getting started. And he was not just one of my biggest cheerleaders and fans, but I considered him, a mastermind partner, actually. And so it was a huge blow for me when he left. And what I had to grow into was a bigger me, in that I really embodied the concept of him being now an angel and able to support me in a bigger way than before. And a lot of the things that I am teaching now, I am teaching with the passion that I hold for our family, because when that occurred, my daughter and I adopted my oldest grandson, who he had from his first marriage, and he had sole custody of. So now, person who was single, carefree, could do life and business, I'm now the matriarch of a family.
Wow.
And real time cooking dinner and all of that stuff. He's a swimmer, so taking him to swim practice and all of those things that really bring family to another level for somebody like me who, my kids were grown, I was my own. But that, and I say all of this to say that it has really put me on a path of valuing in such a higher degree not only the path that entrepreneurs take, but the path that becomes easier by incorporating these 5 strategies. And the 5th strategy being fulfillment. If you've taken time in the first key to really focus on, define, decide your vision, detach from past pain, and be in the present, knowing that tomorrow could be the day, then to be in a tomorrow that actually is the day of the best business, the best life that you've ever seen, that's a key to this accelerated business process that I call fulfillment, because it's a process that you get to and stay in, where you are truly in the declaring what your life and your business are going to look like.
Wait, one more, Lynn. I want to just acknowledge you, Velan. Everyone listening here, we've all had things happen in our life, but I think you are, to me, such an amazing, I almost feel like crying right now, such an amazing, inspirational woman. You shared a deeply personal story that I think everyone can really feel affected by and touched by, and yet you, as you say, I love this with your hand, that you went above eye level to see what's the big picture. And you decided that, your son, and I believe the same thing, your son is an angel. I'm sure he is with you all the time. And so you're using your knowledge in the most beautiful, difference-making way to serve others with your son right there with you. And then for you to be able to give wholeheartedly and have this loving energy in the midst of some major challenges, I think is exemplary. And Roland wants to say, I just have to credit you and thank you so much. Roland, let me turn to you for a moment.
Yes, I'm really enjoying your conversation, and I don't want to interrupt it, but I need to make sure that the people get heard too. Virginia Parsons says, taking a walk in nature is one of the best forms of meditation because you are making connection with the higher source. And of course, this is according to an earlier statement you made. David Moore follows, a problem cannot be solved by the same level of thought that created it. Take a break, take a walk, break the state of, and reframe the problem. You will see it from a different angle, and there behind it is the solution you couldn't see earlier. So that was a great statement. Michael Thomas salutes you with your inspirational speech. And Roz Betts also adds, it's really interesting about mindset. she still has issues about money and being greedy and not having enough. It can be quite difficult to work through beliefs that are not serving.
That would be a good one
And
for us to talk about. I think could we pause for Lynn? Would you address? That's a really good point about
I am so
money.
glad that it came up because that is the reason we address it throughout the entire program that I do. You know, I was asked one time to define business, and I had, this whole elaborate definition about business, the whole company and this and that, and a very wise person told me that business is the person, and if the person is in pain or in any way unable to deliver to the highest degree themselves into their business, then their business will be a reflection of that. And
Wow.
so, when I started out with the first key, really focusing on strategy, the initial part of that strategy is taking that vision and understanding your why. And even in the why, asking the question, why? Why this? Why would you like this? Why would you like this for your business? Why would you like that for your business? And really dig deeper. So you're at this level, and you can then ask those questions that make you dig deeper. But there's also a process that I use in that. I'm an EFT practitioner, NLP, and a hypnosis practitioner, and I bring those tools into this work to also help to alleviate the emotional and negative attachment to some of those beliefs, because those are the places that we really get hung up. And it is a reflection in our reality. Rich people are not greedy. And you can have poor people that are greedy, you can have rich people that are greedy, but that doesn't mean that all rich people are greedy. There are beliefs that I am not enough. Well, someone said something that you internalized that to mean, and it is not true. And so we really do take the space of you doing the work that brings this out. And honestly, I am a peak potential person. I've been to probably 5 Millionaire Mastermind intensives, and I highly recommend anyone who is in that place, let me know. I'll send you a link to go. Is free. Go. Be a part of the work that really helps you to bring up those deep-seated beliefs that are no longer serving you and that are hurting you, because you deserve better. You deserve the best things in life coming your way. We're in the energy right now in 2015 that is hallmark like forever. And because a lot of people may have heard, the 4 blood moons, and right now this weekend, as a matter of fact, we're coming into the 4th blood moon that happens once every 500 years. And to be in the energy that the cosmic universe, and I say cosmic because it is truly real in the cosmos, things are happening that are creating this energy that if you are stuck, if you are out of the flow and feeling like you can't move forward, you can't see the next thing, then confusion and chaos are trying to suck you in. They want to be your friend versus being a support mechanism to propel you above the line to be in the space of calm and clarity, which is also the space of cash.
Definitely. Let's move into that fifth key. Thank you. That is so important, and it's really worth listening to this again. Tell us more about moving into that space of cash, the fulfillment phase.
Well, fulfillment is a reciprocal thing because, as the word implies, if you are giving something either in exchange of money or something else, and it's an exchange. And so to give someone a ticket to say, come and spend time with me, the reciprocation is they give you money and themselves to come and spend time with you, and then that fulfillment is you must deliver. So we spend the time in really teaching you about delivery techniques, whether it's tactical delivery and website, are your autoresponders up? We give you skills in other delivery methods, including speaking, presentation, interviewing. If you have created courses or would like to create courses, have a book, would like to create books, the fulfillment piece is not only what fulfills your heart, but what fulfills your commitment to your business, your clients, and your customers. And it is truly execution to complete the dream. It is being the who, the best who that you are, your story. You understand your story. You can take your story in its pieces and apply it to give an opportunity to a customer or client to confirm that you're on the same page with them and to actually help them know that you are the right person to work with them. It is the what that you do that is in the delivery, but it starts with the strategy. And it is truly the why that you want to stand in the space of having what it is that you want to have, the dream, the business. I said many years ago when I first started my business that I wanted to become a millionaire. And it was shortly after making that declaration to a small group of people that Jim Rohn, a video of Jim Rohn telling his story about being with his mentor, and his mentor asking him, well, what's your vision? What is your goal? And Jim said, well, my goal is to become a millionaire. He was in real estate. He was just starting out, and so it was important, he knew, to have a vision. Well, his mentor said, beautiful. So you're talking about real estate investing. How much money do you have? He's like, none. How much money do you have in the bank? None. How much money do you have in your pocket? He had $10. It was like, I just want to take the time to commend you on having such a huge vision, because I know that you're the kind of person who will be able to make that vision become a reality. He said, but let me give you this bit of advice. Become a millionaire for who you will become, not for the money. And honestly, hearing that, I was brought to tears, because it was truly my desire to become a millionaire, a multimillionaire, because of first who I would become as a generous giver, as a contributor to the well-being of, to the healing of our planet, and to the lives of others. And I was just so taken aback by the fact that everything happens in its right time, including making those kinds of declarations and being open to what Spirit and the universe will provide for you. And I believe that that's who I am. I am a tool. I am a vehicle. I am a vessel that has been put here for a purpose and a reason that is beyond me. But in the work that I do, I can see the possibilities. And so part of what the 10X CEO is all about, and the 5 keys to accelerating business success, it's all about helping you to expand, to see those possibilities for yourself, to make it about something that is, in fact, more than you. Be it your family, be it just the well-being of your community, your city, your state, the nation, the world, and making that happen.
Oh, Vila, that is so great. What you said is so important. I think everyone listening here can relate to that, because we all often think in terms of, well, how much money am I making? We're not really thinking of well, who am I becoming in order to be making that money, in order to be giving? Who am I, the person? And I just love your stories. Let's recap. I'm going to start with Roland first on any comments that we have in the comment stream. Then we're going to come to you, Lynn, and I'd like you to share the bonus gifts that you're giving everyone today. So Roland, let us hear what's happening out there in the comment stream.
I caught two that we don't want to miss, and Virginia Parsons follows up with, as we work on ourselves and our limiting beliefs, we uplift the collective consciousness. And that's a huge subject that I would really love to dive into, the collective consciousness.
And Virginia is going to be one of our guests coming up on the summit in 2 weeks, so we're all going to get to hear more from her. Thanks. Go ahead, Roland.
And then also Roz Betts comments. She thoroughly agrees, Lynn, regarding all that we deserve for the best of ourselves. We all deserve the best for ourselves. Getting to the place of self-recognition is our worth is one heck of a journey. And that was very succinctly put. And it's what most people, it hangs up most people with the negativity concerning what they want to believe versus what is in their heart. So the transformation takes place in the heart, and it changes how we look at ourselves. And I really like that journey that she describes. Thank you.
Thank you, Roz. That was great.
Yes.
And so let's turn now to Velen. I want to recap. There are 5 steps that you, if you would mind just saying them again for us and share with us, what do you think would be the most important thing for people to know after this summit? And we will be having an after-summit conversation. If Velen would like to do it in Blab, we're new to Blab. We can do it there, or we can do it right here in the Hangout. You can decide that. But first, let us hear again the 5 keys to accelerated business success and what you think is the most important thing people should remember.
Well, the 5 keys are: key number 1, strategy. Take the time to dream, to define your current reality, and know that you can detach from your past and create your reality that is the dream that you put in front of you. Decide, and as the CEO, it's your job to not only bring in revenue, but to be the leader, to communicate that vision and that mission of your business, and the passion. And then, you know, this is the key piece too. Execute one conversation at a time. And I say one conversation at a time, and that's part of the operations piece where we talk about your marketing and sales and branding and value creation and core story, and that's key number 2, operations. And you'll see how these things flow one into the other. But executing one conversation at a time could very well be that conversation that you're having like this to a group of hundreds, or on stage to a group of thousands, or, you know, on a weekly TV show or radio broadcast, or even in that one-on-one. One conversation at a time will move you in such tremendous ways. And in operations, with those things I just described, your customer experience is a core piece of that, creating that customer experience. And then 3, acceleration, and really getting into that 10x CEO mindset of implementing systems and aligning with money and setting a wealth creation strategy. Because when that's set, you can easily move into the revenue piece, creating residual, repeatable, sustainable revenue. And the customers that are going to be your biggest evangelists, and really bring in what I call the 3 laws of accelerated business: people, processes, and systems. They all work together, they all flow, and I teach that in the 10x CEO program. And fulfillment. Growing a business means continuing to attract your clients and dazzle them in your delivery and keep them coming back, and really setting the stage for the clarity and focus and the level of satisfaction and fulfillment that you choose for your own heart, that you choose for your business, but that is evident because of your clients, referring people, and just being out there in the marketplace bragging about you.
Beautiful. So out of all those things that we've shared, what would be the one thing you'd like people to remember?
I would say the first one, strategy.
Okay.
Again, nothing moves, and nothing happens until something moves. But you could move without a strategy and fall off the cliff. What I don't want you to do is fall off the cliff or stay in chaos and confusion. Create the strategy that's going to allow you to come and see above the line and see clearly the direction that you're headed so that you can get there more easily and more rapidly.
Beautiful. Thank you. And I would say there's a saying, I don't remember who said it, we are what we think. But really, that's what it all comes down to, our mindset. So for me, that's a big takeaway here, that we really want to be aware of our thoughts, and that will generate the right strategy. Now, before we're almost over here, I would like to have everyone take a listen to the bonus gifts, and there are actually two of them. One for those listening live, and another for those who have registered. So, Vila, would you share with us what bonus gifts you're giving today?
And you know what, Lynn? I think I'm going to add another one.
Oh, my gosh. That's very, very kind of you.
Absolutely. Well, the first one is the 5 Keys to Accelerated Business Success, the Soar to Fulfillment model. It actually is the one-page cheat sheet that takes you through these 5 keys. And the second is the 10X CEO reference guide. And that reference guide actually goes into a little more detail about what it is that these 5 steps incorporate, and it gives you the framework for the 12 practices of business acceleration, which puts you on the 10X path. And then the third thing, Lynn, is I would love to invite whoever is interested in creating courses, creating your book, or a membership site to come into our Conscious Entrepreneur Enterprise program. This is truly the way to create residual passive business income that trickles in, and you can build a strategy that sets you up to grow this so that your income and your contribution to the world can grow rapidly and sustainably. And the program is actually designed to take you through the steps to build your strategy and implement it, and it includes your membership and courses platform. It includes all of your course material that you create being housed on an Amazon S3 platform at no additional cost to you, and it includes an automatic interface with Facebook so that you can create and manage your private Facebook group for your course members or your paid membership programs, and you can do all of that on autopilot. And I'm going to make sure that you get the link to that one to put up.
So what are you saying? You're giving people an opportunity to get into your program. Tell us.
Yes. So I'm giving people an opportunity to get into the Conscious Entrepreneur Enterprise program, which is part of the 10X CEO, for a $1, it's almost free, $1 cost. It's a $77 a month program where we'll help you to create, set up, and market those passive residual income types of things. And for the first 30 days, you'll get access to the program to see everything. If you elect to actually continue into the monthly program, then it'll go to the monthly cost, and you'll get the platform opened up to you. So if you're somebody that has books that you've been trying to market on your own, you have courses that you've already created or you want to create, this may be the perfect opportunity for you. And you can go right now and preview that going to bit.ly/CEE program. That's CEE program for Conscious Entrepreneur Enterprise program. And you'll be able to see all of the benefits and the bonuses that come with that.
Thank you. That is very generous. And we'll put that up also for people who are registering. We'll put that up in the letter you'll be getting so you can get the extra bonuses that Lynn just offered. So I want to thank you. We are coming to the close of our program. Velan, are you able to stay for a few minutes for an after show chat?
I am. I've got a hard stop at a little after the top of the hour, but yes, I would love to.
Great. And Roland, I don't know if you're available for a few minutes. Is that all right with you as well?
Absolutely.
Very good. Okay, so we are going to be going into an after-room chat for those of you who could stay on. Is this going to be a blab or Google Hangout on air? As you can see, we haven't...
I have not had the opportunity to set up the blab, so I apologize for that.
Fine.
We can do it right here.
We can
have more people to come in if we do it here.
Totally, that's great. Yeah. Okay, we will do it right here. Thank you all. I want to just say thank you for your comments, for interacting. Elaine Nieberding, I see that you've just made a comment. Interesting how strategy begins with the 5 letters and start. I love it. Elaine, You're always thinking so cleverly. That's great. So please, feel free to join us after the program, and I want to thank you again for making a big difference in the world. You are all important. We need you out there. And please join us next week as we interview Robert McPhee and Cheryl Volk of Mind PT, Mind Power Technology, and you're going to learn a lot about how to focus your mind in the best way possible. And until next week, have a great day and keep making a difference. Bye-bye.
Thanks.